Book 1, Bazur's Plot, Chapter 57. Evening in the Woods by Noctwell. I just stood there for a moment. I did not know if I should return back to Tara and family or go back to the awakened ones. I decided to give a moment to Tara and her family. They would be soon brought back to the others anyway. I continued walking forward and started to hear voices. All voices were kept low and no screaming or anything like that, just talking voices. I stepped around the last rock formation and I got a nice welcome from Tora. Sarah, we were getting worried where you and Tara were. I nodded. I noticed that he was trying to see behind me. And I said, I left her in the woods a little way that way. I saw the worry in Dora's eyes and continued quickly. We found her family. They are in really bad ways. A Capritor popped in and they are guiding Stonehide and Deepclaw to go straight there to load them into their backs right away to be transported to the palace. Just like Vespera was in bad shape, Bazur also had fun time with Tara's family. They were also physically tied up this whole time. Jack, Myriath, Dora, Garnock, Gabriena, and all 4 medical elves looked very mad and sad at the same time. I continued, I know. Sylvester looked at me. We need to give them more remedies. I nodded. Elindra gave me a pouch too. Here are 2 more bottles. I made them to drink. These 2 were given by Elindra's pouch to me when I asked what they needed. All medicals, elves gathered around 2 small bottles and studied them. Tom looked at me. Very wise way for you to ask Pouch what to give them as the medicine. This would not have worked for these creatures we have right here, but these two bottles are very good ones for Tara's family, who are in planet blood creatures. I looked at him like he would have spoken Latin to me. Tom smiled and continued. You did good. I smiled back and said, that I understand. Thank you. I looked around us and I saw most of the creatures looking well. They could be transported today to White Goddess Palace, I'm sure. It was already almost sunset time, but thankfully we had maybe 1 more hour to go before we would have dark for the night. This Noctwell was so dimly lit anyway that it felt like it never was full daytime. I looked at Jack. Did you find creatures? Yes, but thankfully not as many as you, since we would have a transport problem. I looked at Dora. I hate to break it to you, but I think you need to take charge today for the camp and arrange everything. Maybe you send Tara with her family tonight to the palace and ask her to return in the morning. Dora's eyes glimmered. Yes, that is such a good idea. Yes, I'm sure Tara is useless today anyway, since she would be just thinking of her family. Better that she goes with them for the night. Approving murmurs were coming around. I looked at Tora and said, I'm sorry, but I have not scanned the right side of the village. I don't think there's anyone, but that's still to be done. Jack cried out loud. What? You found all these, but you have only done half of the village. The elder woman, who was so short that she barely reached my thigh, said, with a very steady and clear voice, she's right. It is almost certain that we all are here, but I must agree with this human, it's better to check. Everyone looked at her and nodded. It was always better to be sure and scan, so we did not leave anyone behind. Stonehide and Deepclaw came around the stone formation slowly. Joviana, Tara were sitting behind Mama and Papa, holding them in place. Before anyone could say a thing, medical elves had signaled the Morburns to lower themselves flat, so they climbed up and started medicating all 3 Tara's family members. Nobody said anything, but just looked how caringly they helped them to drink more remedies, and they were putting patches to their wrists and legs and the body so they would not ache so much. Stonehide said, "Do you want them down?" Tim replied while wrapping up in full speed Papa's leg. "No, let's transport them straight away. We are just doing some help for the travel. They feel better and don't hurt the open wound during the travel." Tara sat there and was holding her mama in place and looked so emotional. Especially Tara's papa and mama looked very weak and they were barely staying on the Moorburns. Tara and her sister Joviana were holding them up. Tora cleared his voice and all others turned to see him. Moorburns did not move so they would not drop anyone. Tora started. "We have about an hour before the sun goes down. This is the dim place, so this is getting darker by the minute. We have so many creatures now here for transport that I don't think we have ever had, and some scanning to do still. And we need to get our dinners from Varkunstu. So here is what we need to do. I give you all tasks and you go with them right away, all right?" Everyone looked serious and nodded. Also about the 30 or 40 other uncursed creatures were nodding. It had been explained to them that they were going to go to the palace to recover for a few days until the situation with Bazur is solved somehow. Tora started to give out orders. "Eirikr and Svala, can you two handle the camp and dinner?" He continued, stopping enough to see that their eyes were clear of the task. "All three Moorburns, let's pile you up with as many as you can carry on safely. Tara, you are going with them, and you return in the morning at sunrise. And I don't want to hear any objection word out of you. Capritors," he waited until head popped up from the woods. "Send as many as you can spare for the transport. There are 4 boats in place, and it's not too far away from here, the pickup place. So we have so many today to transport. After you drop the creatures off there, you can go on your own plan scouting, but we need help to transport these out there. Food can be carried back by Moorburns, and dinner is after sundown." Capritor nodded and said, "I think the ones that we can spare, I ask that ones that we can spare come to the trail in a few minutes. We cannot all come, since we must check that Bazur does not come back with the magic traveling." And he was off. Oh my, that was true. I remembered how he just vanished with the flick of a wand. I looked quickly to Tora, who was calm and giving orders around. I must also stay calm. Panicking is not going to help. Tora said, "Sarah, Jack, you will do the rest of the scanning at the right side of the village, and medical elves, you follow them. And let's go all to the trail. And let's go to the trail, every single one, and let's try to pile up more burns to Capritors. Ryan, I need your help to I need your help to help the load up the Moorburns and Capritors. Let's hope we can get all moved to the boats at one go. If we need to do two trips before dark, that might be a problem because then it will be totally dark. It is safer just to do one trip." Everyone started to go back to the trail. I helped a couple of elder creatures to walk to the trail. Then I called Jack. "Shall we go, Jack, to check the rest?" Jack followed me and we turned toward the Noctvale village. I stopped in my tracks and I raised my voice. Garnock, can you come here right now? I remembered Deepclaw and Stonehide still had Tarak's family on them. Tora and Garnock appeared by my side, and Garnock said, Varnock, why are you back here? There was a mass Morburn sitting very dozily, I have to say, without attempting to do anything, just sitting there. But he was massive. I recognized him as the one of the Bazur's army Morburns that I just uncursed today. Varnok's voice was so low that it felt like it was resonating in my body when he spoke. I fully understand that you wanted me to stay with our tribe. I understand you're worried if Bazur is able to curse me again to obey him. But that is a risk for you, any of you. I am so big that his curse was not always really good. So I spent part of the time waking up a little. I remember some things clearly. I am big, strong, and I'm useful. I want to free the creatures that he holds as prisoners, those who he calls his army. Everyone was silent. I said, well, he has a point. Bazur can curse any of us. He would be very helpful now transporting the awakened ones to the boat. Dora nodded. Sure, I'm okay. Deepclaw, he's your tribe member. Deepclaw cleared his throat and said, yes, he can join us. Thank you, Varnock, for coming to help us. We really need the help. Varnock walked slowly by me and Jack and lowered himself in the middle of the trail so others could climb on him. Deepclaw said, you need to try to run very evenly so they are able to hold on to us. Varnock grunted for yes and looked just like a happy teddy bear. Huge teddy bear, but still. Jack tapped me and said, we need to do scanning. I turned to him and nodded. We walked toward the first houses on the right. Here, these woods were interesting places. After walking a few steps, the voices of others started to disappear. Like the woods did somehow suck up the voices and any noises. It was obviously good since Bazur could not hear us unless he was literally here. But it was also bizarre since it felt like we were all alone, even though we could still see others behind us. Jack and I walked through the houses and scanned. Medical elves were staying in the middle of the village in the same place. But since the expectation was that we already found everyone, they just waited for us to shout out if they were needed. I could hear my stomach growling. I was getting really hungry too. We walked all the way to the north side. I finished my last house and I was looking around. Does anyone know where our camp is for night? I heard Svala replying now from the woods behind me. I know, come here. I came here to wait for you. Camp is right here, not far. We followed her and I could not believe what I saw. There was a small clearing and we could see the moonlight, in the moonlight, the whole camp. There was even a small fire going. Svala guessed that what we were thinking. We will not have hot food, but we will have a fire about an hour, and then we will take it down. We have tried to do some protective spell around this clearing. It should help that Bazur cannot land inside the magic field traveling to our camp and should not see it at all. You know, he might be an evil wizard right now, that we must be cautious, but he's our relative and we do know some great magic, especially us, the three of us. Protective magic, not attacking one, but it is very useful right now. The transport had been successful, I guess, since all four Morburns were eating huge piles of food and a lot of capritors were just finishing their dinner. They were about to go to release the others to come eat. I did not feel our scanning had taken a long time, but Moorbear's and Capricorn's speed when traveling was amazing, especially when they did not have any creatures on their back other than Tora or Tara. They could hold on in speedy ride for sure. I had seen them. Jack took some half-running steps toward the food, and Moorbears laughed. Garnuk said, "Come here, friend. We have a lot of food." Jack was a big, tall man, but beside the Moorbears, he looked quite small. Garnuk, who was the smallest Moorbear, was still double of his size, and I followed of his size. I followed others and took food and fairy nectar. This was a cold food dish, and it was so good. It did not create smells, but it was a welcome change to sandwiches. I asked Tora, "So, it seems that you managed to fit all to one transport with Ryan." Tora looked at me. "Yes, that was a tight fit. With Varnok's help, we managed to have all in one, but without him, we would have to do 2 rounds. Also, we had so many Capricorns transporting the small creatures. Tara is gone for the night. She will return back in the morning." She was slightly protesting, but also she really wanted to go to see her family and start recovering. She will return in the morning with the boat to the thick wood with the Varkuns. Sarah and Jack, you need to magic transport us to the other side. We will leave really, really early in the morning. I'm hoping Bazur is not early bird, and Varnok Moorbear here tells me that he's not. So we try to cross the river early so we are not vulnerable during the move. I looked at medical elves beside me, and they were also eating their plate with a content look on their faces. I looked at Sylvester and asked, "How are you holding up?" "We did find you loved one, didn't we, the other day?" Sylvester nodded. "You're thinking Tara today." "Yeah, I'm getting very emotional as well." I nodded. Sylvester continued, "It is a relief. I know he's safe now recovering. It is easier to be here now helping others. Besides, when I signed up for this rescue, I did not understand how rewarding it is to awaken the creatures and see their relief and gratitude when explaining what has happened. And we are the rescue team." Other medical elves nodded. Tim said, "I fully agree. It was tough walking all day, and you already saw Bazur today once, and the expected battle is getting closer. It is concerning since he might have ways to kill us, and not only curse us to non-living or other things. It is also a good reminder to stay humble and try to stay safe at all times." Everyone fell silent. The ones still eating slowed down their chewing and looked, having all different emotions from fear to grit. Tora finally spoke. "All true. The only thing we can do right now is rest at night. There are super tribes of Capritors and also of Fume folks all around us. Who will warn us if anything is about to happen? We all need to sleep to be ready for tomorrow. It is very likely we will meet Bazur tomorrow. Now all, get into your hammock and sleeping places, and we will leave really early tomorrow morning. And our breakfast is only at the 6th wood site. We will be going there on the first beam of light in the morning." That was the chapter. What did you like about it? Please comment below, and please like the chapter and share the laugh of Myria. We all need a little bit of magic in our lives. And until the next chapter, bye.